Thomas the Tank Engine has been one of the best preserved shows of all time, but this doesn't mean everything has been preserved to a T. Today we'll be going over some lost media from the show, and at the end of this video, let us know in the comments which of these you want found the most. Be mindful that we have made a video in the past on the subject, and we are covering things not covered in that video. If you want to check that one out, see the end card. That all the way, let's get into it. First, we'll be going over some deleted scenes and cut content from the early seasons of Thomas and Friends. The deleted scenes footage of Edward and Gordon, which includes stills of Edward coming out of Henry's tunnel, Edward going across the viaduct, Edward going across the viaduct too, and Edward going across the viaduct during the sunset. For Edward, Gordon, and Henry, there's footage of Edward going under a White Arch Bridge that is lost. For Thomas and Trucks, there is lost footage of Thomas going over a viaduct and James going past Thomas. And for Thomas and the Breakdown Train, it's partially lost. We see footage of the breakdown train used in music videos like the Really Useful Engine and Boo Boo Choo Choo, but the scene of Thomas pushing the breakdown train through Elizabeth Station has been lost. We have no footage of it. All of these things only exist in production stills or promotional images used in books. There are many more that are lost, but it is unknown if the actual footage of these scenes are still even in existence. I personally think the ones from season 1 and 2 are lost forever. I highly doubt they kept the film reels at this premature stage of production. I think they would have only started preserving the outtakes and whatnot starting with season 3. Speaking of season 3, another interesting thing that are lost are the nameboard sequences for certain characters. Nameboards for Mavis, Oliver, and Bolgi only appeared on a rare Japanese crossover, and the nameboard sequences for Bulstrode, Toad, Stuart, and Falcon were either never recorded or are lost. The evidence we have of these nameboard sequences could have been filmed is that we have actual photos of the nameboards themselves. I personally think these probably exist somewhere. It doesn't take too long to record these type of things, and it's always good to have extra material. An old outtake reel would just need to be found, much like they did for season 5. Chances are, you probably want more Thomas and Friends items in your collection. But with prices rising, not only on eBay, but in life in general, it seems hard to get your hands on what you actually want. This video is brought to you by Kaiki, the premier Thomas the Tank Engine store. Not only are the base prices lower than eBay's, but you also get 20% off using the code in the description, or you can sign up to the email list for 10% off your first order. Check out the link in the description or link in the pinned comments to get your hands on your favorite Thomas and Friends merchandise you don't have yet. Now back to the video. Back in 2009, The Adventures of Thomas was a live-action Thomas film in development, set during World War II, following a boy named Johnny, who discovers Island Sodor as a fantasy world connected to his father's forgotten childhood memories. There is very little known about the movie itself. The most information we've gotten about it is a video made by Derek Smith, who got access to the full script, but the full script was not shared with anyone. All we have is some details from that script and some assets that were made. Thomas was planned to have a very realistic look, emulating the E2 that he was based on. And the closest thing we have to actual footage of the movie is the teaser trailer, which doesn't really show much footage. Here's the teaser trailer. The reason for the cancellation of this project is not precisely known, but it was cancelled after Mattel bought Hit Entertainment, leaving behind just the concept art and the teaser. My personal theory for why this movie was cancelled probably has to do with how realistic and un-Thomasy the story is, especially for the time period. I mean, this is the type of story that the Reverend Audrey might have written in 1945, but for the early 2010s, I mean, releasing a movie with Thomas the Tank Engine, the CGI era, where it's all sunshine and rainbows, about Thomas being in service in World War II just doesn't seem like something they would make. Starting in 1991, with Thomas and Friends' third season, composers Mike O'Donnell and Junior Campbell began producing vocal songs about the show's new characters, worlds, and lessons. These tracks weren't just albums, but they were featured alongside episodes on TV and in home media. The accompanying music videos typically reused the old footage from the series, with occasional new clips shot specifically for the songs, or deleted or unused scenes. However, the songs, rules, and regulations, and That's What Friends Are For, were two standout tracks from Thomas and Friends' fourth season. They were initially released in the audiobook Thomas and the Best Kept Station competition in 1993. Both songs explore core themes, rule following, and friendship, but are unique in that they didn't get an accompanying music video at the time. Mike O'Donnell confirmed in 2014 that videos were produced but were not released. That's What Friends Were For was reportedly too melancholic for Thomas's usual tone, and rules and regulation never had a given reason for not being released. When these songs resurfaced in 2016, they featured CGI footage, leaving the model era videos still hidden in Mattel's vaults. But the closest thing we have to model era music videos for these songs are fan-made creations. I think getting these things released would just have to be a large public effort, a large public voice, making heard that we want these model series music videos. Because as we've seen with Thomas the Magic Railroad, if you're loud enough, they will hear you and they will release it. In 1999, Runecraft began developing a Thomas the Tank Engine educational game for the PlayStation, but it was cancelled early in production. In April 2021, lead artist David Tolley discovered game assets on an old hard drive, including models of Thomas, Toby, and Birdie, along with Terrence, as well as animation demos. He shared screenshots and a production book with sketches online, but no ROMs or demo footage as of March 2022 have surfaced. All we have is what I am showing in this video. Not much is known about what is actually contained in this game, what it was going to be about, what the premise was it going to be about Thomas the Breakdown Train, was it going to be about Season 4, what was it going to be about? We have no clue. Where narrow gauge engine is going to be in it. All these questions swirling around it. This is a subject that can really be cracked into more if we can have larger amounts of access to people who actually work on it. But for now, all we have are these assets. In 2007, it was announced that Pierce Brosnan would narrate Thomas and Friends, starting with The Great Discovery. The plan was for him to narrate 3 seasons and 3 specials. However, when the season 12 aired in 2008, Brosnan was replaced by Michael Angelis and Michael Brandon. While rumors claimed Brosnan left the show due to CGI, this hasn't been confirmed. All we know is that there are behind-the-scenes clips which reveal he recorded lines for episodes like Thomas Puts the Brakes On. And we have real footage that is synced from 2011, where a brief audio clip from Gordon Takes a Shortcut surfaced from the director Dino, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that guy's last name, website. But no full episodes with his narration have ever been officially released. We know they were recorded because we have footage of him recording different episodes and probably synced up 2 episodes. The exact reason why he left probably has to do with the fact that he's a very, very popular actor. As many know, he played James Bond for quite a while, and we can assume that he was a high-demand person. Looking at his acting history, it appears that he played in the movie The Greatest and Percy Jackson and Olympians, Lightning Theft, in 2009 and 2010. Neither of these are very large roles, so I doubt that he left because he had some big movie role to go fulfill. Considering that Brosnan really enjoyed the early stories and the Railway series stories, I think it's a very plausible explanation that maybe not specifically because of the CGI, but maybe because of CGI and the fact the stories were going very downhill were the reasons why he decided to pull out at the last second. On September 6, 2011, Thomas and Friends released its 5th direct-to-DVD special, Day of the Diesels. The story focuses on Percy befriending Diesel 10 and the other Diesels after feeling neglected by Thomas. However, multiple scenes were cut from the final release, which according to Sam Barlow, the story/script executive from seasons 8 through 16, were deemed too frightening for children. One notable change was in the casting. Rupert Degas originally voiced Diesel 10, but was replaced by Matt Wilkinson due to concerns that his portrayal was too scary or too theatrical. Oddly enough, Degas' line, "The steamworks is ours now," remained in the final cut. And we also have a voice clip of Degas at the end of Misty Island Rescue.
You'll be laughing on the other side of your boilers soon, silly steamies.
Rumors have circulated that darker versions of Day of the Diesels aired on PBS Kids Go and Sprouts, but these claims were debunked by fans who confirmed the airings were identical to the DVD version. Rumors have also circulated that Splatter, Dodge, and Dennis were in this cut, but that is highly improbable, given that no CGI assets of these characters has ever been released or ever been seen. They may have had models made, but were retouched to be Norman, Paxton, and Sydney. The original, scarier version of Day of the Diesels is likely locked away in Mattel's archives. Although never publicly released, fans speculate its existence based on word of mouth, few visuals, and comments by those involved. Despite no new updates, the fan community continues to express interest in uncovering the lost cut. Season 7 of Thomas and Friends is considered the final season of the quote classic era, as it was the last to feature the original crew, including Brett Allcroft, David Mitton, and composers Mike O'Donnell and Junior Campbell. After this, Hit Entertainment took over production, which happened right after Season 7 was finished. The season will be narrated by Michael Angelis in the UK and Michael Brandon in the US. In the UK, Season 7 would first air in October of 2003 with 26 episodes and original music by Mike and Jr. For US audiences, however, Season 7 aired on TV another year later, 2004. It was also aired in between episodes from Season 8 on PBS Kids. For this, the Season 7 episodes would have revised music by new series composers Robert Hearthstone, most likely to keep consistent with the Season 8 episodes that aired with the new music from Hearthstone. The UK would do a similar thing to some of the episodes in re-airings the following year. This resulted in the only 3 episodes of the US dub ever having been released with the original music intact. The 3 episodes will be on the Thomas and the Jet Engine DVD, released on July 20th, 2004. 2 months before Season 8 would start airing in the US. The episodes would be Harold and the Flying Horse, Bulgy Rides Again, and Salty Stormy Tale. All releases of Season 7 since then have featured Brandon's narration with Hearthstone's music. Now, of course, we can use software, and quite frankly, over the past year or two, this is the best opportunity we've ever had in order to have the closest possible thing to the real US narration with the real original score by Mike and Jr., because we have AI software that can remove vocals or remove instrumentals. But for most of the time but over the past 2 years, we've had very mixed results with trying to recreate these narrations, because we do have the musical score. We have the UK episodes, which include the music, and we have the US narration. But clipping these two things together have been very difficult until as of recently. However, this AI recreation will never be as good as actually having the real narration audio and the real instrumental audio and putting those things together as they would have done. No official restorations have been available, and it's highly improbable that these actual things would come out. There is actually a decent probability that something like the score or the narration, the original audio files, are not around anymore. I think that's a possibility. And also, why would Mattel release it? They have no incentive. In any case, those are some pieces of Thompson Friends Lost Media. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, let us know what you thought of it in the comments, and subscribe for more videos like this, along with checking out this other video.